SJUTV and Tamra right here. Favorite rider, Chantal.
Tell us a little bit about how you wanted to become a jockey, and was your family involved in horse racing? What was your first love of the horses, and what attracted you to riding?
When I was a kid, I show jumped and evented, and I was doing pretty well. And my dad, he owned thoroughbred horses and standardbreds, and he kind of got us into going to the racetrack. And one day I went to the racetrack and I said, Dad, can girls be jockeys? And he's like, no, they can't. So then I was watching some, I know, and then I saw this girl come by and she had bandana on. I was like, Dad, that's a girl. And he's like, yeah, just one is allowed. I'm like, and later on I kind of forgot about it, but he invited some jockeys to hang out at our house sometimes, and I remember telling Lloyd Duffy, he came up to me and told me that I asked him if I could be a jockey at 13 years old, and he said, you can be anything you want. And then I kind of, I went to boarding school. My dad sent my horse there with me, and then I was really kind of sick of horses because I've been doing it for so long and training really hard. And so I said, Dad, I don't want to ride anymore. And he was like, whoa. And he took my horse home, and I played other sports. I played field hockey for the Junior World Cup team in Canada. I downhill skied, and I think that background of being athletic and doing other sports, was able to help me be a jockey. So getting back to how I got into the game again, as a summer job, I started galloping thoroughbreds and on a farm. And then I said again, Dad, I think I want to be a jockey. He's like, no, you're going to be a pilot. So I took my pilot's license, I got it, and I said, Dad, I still want to be a jockey. He's like, okay, graduate from university and we'll discuss it. I graduated, I said, Dad, I still want to be a jockey. And he's like, oh my God. So he took me to the track, I started learning, and then he said, 2 rules. You have to be home at 10 in the morning, and the second rule is you're not allowed to date a jockey. And everyone started laughing. And I was like, why is everyone laughing? And they just laughed at me and said, I don't have it, I can't do it. Joe Walls, the father, said, you just don't have it. And I'm like, well, what does someone like me need to get to have it? And he said, well, I don't know, you need someone like Angel Cordero or something to take you and teach you, because you just, I just don't see the talent in you. I said, okay, well, where does he live? And he said, he lives in Florida, I think. And I was like, oh, okay, well, and then they just kept laughing, and I said, well, thanks for dinner, and I got up in the middle of the dinner, because, I was young and kind of a bit, I don't know if it was obnoxious, but I was really hurt, and I just had enough for dinner, so I got in my car, and I called information, and I said, I want all the Corderos in Miami, Florida. They gave me 2, and I called the first one, and Angel answered, and I said, Angel, my name is Chantal Sutherland, and clearly you can see I at the time didn't really know who Angel was. And he said, I said, can you teach me how to be a jockey? He said, yeah, but you need to come to Florida. I got a plane ticket. I flew the next month, and I spent a year with him training, and went back to Canada and won 2 sovereigns.
I was just about ready to ask this question, but a lot of folks were asking you questions, and initially, I read a lot, and I read where you made a statement that, boy, I hope Mike Smith draws the horse named Liar, Liar, Liar.
Okay, what I actually said was, I actually ride a horse called Ex-Lover, and I'm riding a young horse that's never raced yet, and it's called Liar, Liar, Liar. And the Melinda Blue's a vet, and she owns both horses, and she named them after her ex-lover. And so we had a good laugh, and I said, when I was on TV doing the news, we were just having fun. I said, I do ride. They said, well, how are they going to pick the horses? And I said, well, I don't know how they're going to pick them, but I know 2 horses that we could ride, and that'd be Ex-Lover and Liar, Liar, Liar. I didn't say Mike should ride Liar, 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 but I said I should ride Ex-Lover.
All right, here we go.
the X's is going to take place on Sunday. Chantal and Mike Smith going in the 4th race. I think it's a brilliant idea of the marketing department, and I know that I was at the press conference that you're a little bit nervous about going against Mike. And why would you be nervous? Because you know you can compete with him. What were the nerves? Share with us about what kind of nerves they were.
I think because now we're going to be really on display, and everybody gets to have, really look at us on a microscope. And Mike is a very strong finisher, and I'm hoping that we have an exciting duel together. And I don't know if I'm as pretty as Mike on a horse finishing.
1 to 9. 1 to 9. That's a no-brainer. That's a mortal lot.
But I want to be able to I want to show and prove that I'm just as strong, and I'm just, I'm just as good a finisher. But I can hold my own, so I really hope that I can prove that. And so that would be more of my, I guess, nervousness. I just want to prove that I can ride and belong against Mike Smith, Hall of Fame.